How's it going, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm bringing you guys along with me to check on all the animals out here on the ranch, because this time of year things are rapidly changing. We'll be looking at cows, calves, donkeys, goats, and of course puppies. That's what we're doing today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. First, we'll take a look at the little animals out in this small pasture that we made for them a couple weeks ago. Out here I've got 2 miniature donkeys, 5 miniature goats, and 1 bottle calf that really technically isn't a bottle calf anymore because he's been weaned off, but he's still small like a bottle calf. These animals have been out here for a little bit over a week, and pretty safe to say that they have tried to eat this down, but they've still got a lot of work ahead of them. I was a little late getting the animals out here, and a lot of the grass that's out here is starting to head out already, so I'm not really sure how much of it they're going to eat. I'm kind of relying on the goats to take care of this rough stuff as it gets more mature. I don't think the calf and the donkeys are really going to have much to do with it. I'm happy to report that after the 7 or 10, however many days they've been out here, to this point, nobody has broke through the fence yet. Now, I kind of expected the goats to break out. Usually the donkeys and the calf are pretty easy on fences, but goats, as many of you know, they kind of look at a fence as more of a challenge than a barrier. But the goats haven't broke out. I don't know if it's because they've gotten zapped by the wire and decided that really wasn't worth it, or if they just decided that they've got plenty of feed out here and there's really no reason to break out. I don't really know why they've stayed in, and honestly I don't really care that much as long as they stay where they're supposed to. There's really not too much else to say about these animals except they're about as happy as they can be out here, and they've still got a lot of work to do. So they will be out here for at least a couple more weeks. We'll kind of judge the pasture quality at that point and see what we want to do next. A few of you guys have asked about our bottle calf for this year. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel or don't know, this heifer was part of a set of twins born to a first calf heifer, and she wasn't making enough milk to feed both of them. So we brought her home to be raised on the bottle. Now, since the last time you guys have seen her, I'm sure she's grown a lot. I mean, I remember her being a lot smaller than this, but it's kind of hard for me to judge her growth because I see her every day. But to look at her sister out in the field, I think she is actually bigger than her twin sister, just because getting 3 bottles a day, she's probably getting more milk here than the one at the ranch is getting from mom. This little heifer calf will stay on 3 bottles a day for the foreseeable future. She looks like she's growing pretty good, and she seems lively and healthy, so I don't think we're going to change anything that we're doing just because it seems to be working. Watching this calf now, it's hard to believe that she was ever timid about nursing. You can see the way that she attacks this bottle, and she'll do this with all 3 bottles. She might even drink 4 if I gave them to her. Got it. All right. Yeah, give it a headbutt. Okay. That's it. Sorry. That's it. You done finished it. We're here at the ranch now, and before we give the adult cow herd and their calves a look, they're kind of telling me that they're ready to move into this new pasture. So we're going to move them first, and then we'll take a look at them. Anytime you move cows from one pasture to another and there are new calves on the ground, it is no surprise that the calves get mixed up and can't figure out where the gate is. Now, as I watch these calves run up and down the fence line, I can't help but think this would be a perfect job for Sadie when she's a little bit older. But as for now, she's too young to get out here with these cows, and she has to sit in the side-by-side and watch. Now that all the cows and finally all the calves have made it into this new pasture, let's go through and check them out. Here at the ranch, we are up to 10 calves and we are still waiting on 6 cows to give birth. Of those 6, 2 of them are first calf heifers, and we're getting late enough in the year now that I'm pretty sure that these heifers, if they are bred, were probably not bred to the heifer bull because he left after 2 or 3 cycles. I can't really remember which now. But chances are, right now, these heifers are bred to the conventional herd bull. That means their calves will be a little bit bigger, and that could result in some calving trouble. We'll just have to wait and see. Every time I bring up the term heifer bull, I get slammed with a ton of questions of people asking me, what is a heifer bull? How can a cow be a bull and a heifer at the same time? One's male, one's female. It doesn't make sense. So I want to try to avoid some of that confusion and explain to you guys what it is, even though I'm sure most of you already know. A heifer bull is a bull that's used to breed only heifers, and the reason that he is selected to breed only heifers is because he has a genetic predisposition to produce small calves that are a lot easier to give birth to. Hopefully, this will avoid calving trouble in the heifers when they're giving birth for the first time. This year was a great example of that, as we saw all of my heifers so far that have given birth that were bred to the heifer bull have not had any trouble, and those calves have all come out are probably around 50 or 60 pounds. Really tiny. The cows out here that have yet to calve were cows that were late last year, so it's really no surprise that they haven't had their calves yet. Looking at the calendar and figuring out when we took the bulls out, we can get calves up till about the 1st of June, so we've still got a lot of time. Let's run over to the winter pasture and see how those cows are doing. Just like over at the home ranch, here at the winter pasture, we have 10 calves. There's a few more cows over here that we're waiting on though. There are 9 here as opposed to the 6 back at the home ranch. Now over here, these cows that I'm watching, there's a few of them that look pretty close and I think could calve honestly any day now. So I have no doubt that this number is going to start to go up over here. The other thing that I really have to watch closely over here at the winter pasture is the feed. We had a bunch of late rain this year, and that's great for feed. And you can also see it's great for stickers, thistles, and all the other things that the cows don't want to eat. But it's really good for the grass as well. When this pasture really starts pushing, these cows won't be able to keep up with it. So when I see some weeds around here, it doesn't worry me too much. These cows are about as content as you will ever see them right now. The weather is beautiful, they've got plenty to eat, and they've got these nice trees to lay under. We'll walk through them and check them out, and I'll try to show you as many calves as I can find. But the thing that you will notice out here is that the calves are really good at hiding, and they've got a lot of places where they can disappear. So we'll find as many as we can, but I'm not going to sit here and promise you that we'll find all 10. The 10 calves that we have out here and the 10 calves back at the home ranch, we are well beyond the halfway point of our calving season. As for how many calves are left to be born and when they will show up here on the ranch is really anybody's guess. All I can do at this point is watch and wait. Sadie, here. Good girl. And last but not least on the list of animals is my new Border Collie, Sadie. We've had Sadie for a little over a week now, and she is everything that you would expect a Border Collie puppy to be. I haven't really started trying to teach her any commands yet, like sit or stay or anything like that. We are working on here or come, and she's starting to get that down pretty well. I think she does actually know her name, or at least she knows when we're talking to her, so I guess that in itself is a victory. I think the here or come command is probably the most important one that you will ever teach your dog. And the way that I've always done it with puppies is just to get down on my knees and say the command, and usually they kind of have a natural instinct to just run over to you when they see you do that. When they do run over to you, it's really important to just praise them as much as you can. I didn't call you. But praise them as much as you can. Let them know that that is what you want them to do, and after a while, they seem to kind of get it. Sadie, here. Good girl, good girl. All right, she is plenty fired up right now, so I think it is time for her and I to play our favorite game, which will hopefully prepare her for her job in the future, which will be herding animals. So what I've done is taken this washcloth and put it on the end of a lunge whip, and I just sort of drag it around on the ground and let her chase it as if she is herding an animal. What's really cool to me is to already be able to see the Border Collie in her just by the way she stalks it and the way she walks up on it. So I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. Right there. That's classic Border Collie. So what I think is really encouraging with her is that, I mean, sometimes she just does blindly chase it because, you know, it's a game to her. But like right now, what she's doing is sort of more watching it and using her brain more so, I would say. With training a puppy, it's important to make sure that the lessons are fun and that they're enjoying themselves while they're doing it. I know in the last video I said something to the effect of, I'm just doing this to try to wear her out. But the reality is that this does need to stay fun for her so that it's something she looks forward to. And as you can see, she really does kind of enjoy this game. And I've even seen her run over into this pen without me and sort of like stalk around looking for this towel. So this is definitely something that she likes to do. And I think as long as we're keeping it fun, then we're doing the right thing. I think in the next couple of days, it'll be time to start teaching her things like sit, stay, lay down, and that sort of thing. But until that point, it's just all, okay, you want down? Until that point, it's all about playing and just sort of teaching her the general swing of things around here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.